I would say this one was a step down. That's for people that wonder what I'm on about, is Howling 3. Yeah, I thought I'd do the sequels, why not? Now the first Howling, apart from the silly ending, not a bad one. Howling 2, they knew it was going to be a bad one, but they went and had a laugh with it. And you know, you got Christopher Lee, you got that beautiful woman, I say it again, gets her tits out. But this one is a step down. Is it a review? Is it a rant? I can watch it, I do admit. I can watch it as a time waster, but it's definitely a step down. This is the one, what I would say, the weakest. Now, the only reason why I'm not shouting, the only reason why I'm not swearing, and the only reason why I'm not going fucking doolally is compared to number 4, which is fucking horrendous. I see this had a few things going for it, but it's still a step down. This is the Howling, I would say, was going down under. But people want to know what I'm on about. It was more Australian. When you get a start up of the movie, it's in black and white, and you've got this weird fucking thing. It looks like a fucking dildo, not a sex toy, dildo, not having a nosser, and it's fucking roaring like a lion. That's when you know what you're getting in for. That is when you know what you, the audience, is getting in for. But I still think the story's interesting. That's why I'm not going to ordinarily go and fucking rant on it. You start off with a long day, right? You wanted to be an actress, don't we all? That's female or male, by the way. And basically, she's going to turn into a werewolf. This now sort of dumps over the full moon and all that bollocks. It's more this is the fault line. Which nowadays, I wonder would they get away with a film like this? You know, epilepsy. But don't forget, different era. And she wants to be an actress. Now you've got the father who's, you've got the idea he's sexually abusing his daughter. Which is funny because later on they become bosom buddies again. And she leaves. Now when I say Australian, you do have a few Aussie actors in it. I saw this woman and I think I've seen her before. Was she in Neighbours? So she was, and she was also in Prison Cell Pockets. So you got a few Aussie actors you may have seen in Aussie soaps, you know, on the way. You even have one who was in Neighbours back in the mid-80s. I'm surprised you didn't have some out of fucking Sons and Daughters and Home and Away all thrown into one. So it definitely was Australian. You had a few Aussie actors you might remember, if anyone ever watched Aussie soaps in a certain era. And again, like I say, fault lights can turn her into a werewolf. She meets a die on the way and you've got the idea that they've done it, especially when she becomes pregnant to the die. There's a bit where they're doing it and you've got the theme to Blue Moon, which has to be the weakest Blue Moon compared to the American Werewolf in London, where you had Blue Moon in that. This has to be the weakest. It has to be the fucking weakest. But again, it's not a bad story as stories go. You've got a scientist who is experimenting on these people who are going to be werewolves. You know, they're experimenting on them. And the guy who's the abusive father, he gets experimented on. I mean, he gets experimented on. And you've got one scientist who doesn't agree with it. So it becomes like a survival, let them free, save the fucking werewolf film. It becomes a survival, save the bloody werewolf film. That's how I see Howling 3. Is it an horror? Or is it like a save the werewolf? You've got some werewolves, what are nuns, which you do get a few death scenes, and they're a bit laughable. Now the only reason why I'm not ranting on it again is because it's got practical special effects, you know. As she hasn't got shitty CGI, it's got practical special effects. But again, some of the effects are fucking laughable. They're fucking laughable. You got a werewolf, you see when they're watching an horror film, I know it's made for laughs. They're watching the dude and the boy are watching an horror film and there's a big werewolf mouth stretching out and it's eating someone, but it's made for laughs. So that I thought was laughable. But it's not as laughable as the second Howling film. You got one guy who's a fucking aborigine, who in my eyes comes across being fucking annoying. I know it's a big word, that. But it becomes fucking irritating. It's the most annoying fucking in the film. Right through the film it goes, Wah! Now imagine me doing that all the way through the review. Wah! Would that not get a bit fucking annoying after a bit? Me going, Wah! And that's the last time I'm doing it, because even that was getting on my fucking nerves. And he does it all the way through the fucking film and even gets on my fucking tits. Even gets on the girl's tits. Even she says, will you knock it off? But anyway, she becomes pregnant to her boyfriend. And I mean, I do like this idea where it's half a werewolf and half a human. And there's bits in it where it comes out of a fur. It's this little thing. And then it turns into a human. I like that idea to the film. And like I say, they're on the run, and the scientist is turning the people into werewolves and finding out how it's done. But then he feels bad, so he sets free the fucking people who are werewolves. Now, unlike number 1, the werewolves were bad and they were evil. Unlike number 2, you had She-Wolf, the one with the big tits. In this, it's like, the werewolves are not really that bad. Yeah, there's bits in it where they're killing people. You've got the nun-werewolves attacking people on this party. But they're not really that fucking bad. They're not attacking, they're not killing, they're not evil. So there's no... So that's why I didn't really class Howling 3 as being a horror film. It's not a fucking horror film. To me, it's like Save the fucking Werewolf. It feels like one of them wildlife save animal fucking programs. You know, there's like people going out saving the fucking whale, or it's people saving the elephant, or it's people saving a fucking lion. That's what it feels like. The only difference is they're not saving the whale, they're not saving the lion, they're saving a fucking werewolf, a new one, what they call the zebra werewolf, which to me just looks like a fucking dildo. You know, like you see in fucking Australia. But anyway, they get away, and it's a couple of years later. I've got ahead of myself here. The old man who's a fucking Aboriginal werewolf, they all get shot up by the fucking army. That comes back alive. Shitty effect. This is a bit I will say is shitty effect. So that's what you see in a fucking comedy. It's this skeleton werewolf and it attacks people and blows up, and it's like, it just comes across being fucking laughable. It does, it's laughable. But like I say, a couple of years later, the girl and the boy they've driven up. She's now an actress. He's now a fucking... The boyfriend is now the fucking agent. I meant to say, he's her agent. And she's a fucking actress. And the fucking... Well, it would have a happy ending. But typical of your Howling films. When I said the original had a downbeat ending, this also has a downbeat ending. Because how does the fucking film end? The female werewolf, right, is going to have an award. Oh, the fucking dies, the scientist fell in love with the one who used to be in Neighbours. She's a ballerina, by the way. She's a ballerina, and she killed someone. Again, a shitty, laughable effect. But he married her, right? How could I forget that? And yeah, the girl marries that one who's her boyfriend. She's about to win an award, I was about to say. She's about to win an award. What happens? You've got people flashing camera lights. Remember the folk lights? And they're taking cameras. She turns into a fucking werewolf. Laughable effect. You got Teen fucking Vinder, whatever the name was. Another guy. He was an Osser. And he used to dress up as an old woman. You might remember him. He's a well-known comedian in the early 80s. And he used to dress up as a woman. A fella. Well, you got him in one scene making a guest appearance, I remembered his name. And she gets the award, runs off as a shitty werewolf, end of fucking film. And it's downbeat, and it pisses me off. But, again, I can watch Howling 3 as a time waster. Is it a good film? Seems to me into testing. No, it's not. But compared to number 4, I see I can watch it as a time waster. And I see I can have a laugh at it for the stupidity of some of the daft things in it. Howling 4, on the other hand, is fucking dog shit. The less I talk about that, the happier I'll be. But go on then. But believe me, that one will be a fucking rant into them. See you later. 2-star. That's all it's worth. Bye.